So here's a set story. So I have this crazy phobia, and I'm scared of throwing up. Like I just have the biggest fear of vomiting. So I can't remember the last time I've thrown up. And I ended up getting this job on a show called Bosch on Amazon. I was in I had a big recurring role. I did like 7 episodes out of 10 of season 3. And when I got hired, I think maybe the second episode that I was shooting, I was there with one of the producers. His name's Tom Bernardo. And we were just talking about just some like regular stuff or whatever. And phobias came up. You know, this was probably episode 2. And I started telling him, I was like, man, I have this phobia of vomiting, man. I said, it's the craziest thing. The second I feel like I'm even nauseous or something, I start panicking, full out panic, man. I get into this like really almost post-traumatic stress disorder thing. And so I'm like, you know, expressing to them, they're sitting there like listening to the story, and they're like, I noticed briefly that Tom's face when I told him something happened in his eyes. You know, next episode, you know, you get the episodes as they come along. And finally, the last episode that I'm in, my character is killed. But he's killed on a boat in the middle of the ocean, right? And so the night before I got the script, I read and it said, you know, he's on his boat and they go out into the middle of the Pacific. And then, you know, my partner ends up shooting me. The day we're shooting, I thought to myself, I was like, man, I hope I don't get like seasick or anything. You know, I hope it's not one of those situations. So I started getting in my head about it. And they ended up giving me a little bit of Dramamine. We take the packets, and we're getting ready to shoot, so they need this on the boat immediately. Take the packet, I take the pill, and as I'm looking at it, I realize that it's expired. And so I'm like, I don't even want to think about it. I'm just like, oh, please, God, don't let me get nauseous or whatever. So we get on the boat, and we're in Marina del Rey, so it like takes off. It takes about 20 minutes to get away from the marina. And then we get out to the ocean. And then we're going. About 5 minutes go by, 10 minutes go by, 15 minutes go by. And I'm thinking to myself, like, damn, we're going like deep out into the ocean. Because they need to make sure that you couldn't see any land. I'm feeling okay and I feel good. And we get out into the middle of the ocean. Even the director was like, hey, how much longer are we going? He's like, oh, about 5 minutes. We need to make sure that it's not too choppy. And another 5 minutes go. So it was total about 40 minutes of going out into the ocean. We get out into the middle of the ocean. The second we set, I was good for 40 minutes. The second we stop, I start getting super nauseous and scared as fuck. I'm just like, I'm gonna throw up. I'm like, I'm sick, man. I'm gonna throw up. I go to the director and I'm like, we haven't even started, man. I said, and I feel like, he's like, you actually look green already, man. And I was like, yeah. I said, is there any way we could just like try to just shoot through this? And by the way, they got like 3 boats that are coming out, you know. They have, you know, the boat with wardrobe and makeup, the other boat with, you know, all the camera stuff, and then the boat that we're on. And man, I'll tell you, we're on that boat. We might have been there probably about 2 hours. And what I would do is the second we would shoot, they'd cut, I'd run to the front of the boat. And I had a stunt guy there, a stunt coordinator, and he'd tell me, and what's funny is I'm feeling nauseous just thinking about it. I'd go to the front of the boat, man, and I'd just like stand there and look at the horizon. And I promise you, I'd just like meditate and just look at the horizon, wait for like 5 minutes while they set up cameras, 10 minutes would go by, and I'm just standing there. And I mean, I have no idea how I wasn't throwing up. And it's because my mind is so trained that the second I feel like I want to vomit, like I just get into the zone and it's like, it's not gonna happen. Like, it's not gonna happen. And in the meantime, other people on other boats are throwing up. Because we had been out and the waters got really, really choppy. And so I'm standing there, I'm green as hell. They come back, they do the coverage on my end. And I'd come and I would see kind of like the playback monitor, green. I mean, I just look sick. So finally, somehow I survive it. I don't throw up. And then when the show comes out, I look at the scene and they are completely cutting away from my face during that entire scene for the most part. Because they couldn't use it because I was just like completely like sick, man. The day of, I talked to the producer afterwards and I was just like, I remember an episode too, I was telling you about this phobia, and I saw something in your eyes. He's like, yeah, man, I couldn't tell you, man. I had to wait. He's like, so that way you wouldn't fucking quit the job. And so it was a crazy experience, man.